How does a man have such a deep navel? It's so big. I just want to put my finger in it like a little cave filled with, little fur. Kind of like a pillow, but you're actually sleeping inside of it. Ah, my goodness. Not to mention his darn nipples. No, that's a man. A man doesn't need to have a six pack or anything. But honestly, I have a huge thing for both nipples, and not to mention the bigger the navel is in a man, the more attracted it is to me, and not to mention seeing his underwear showing. Anywho, click. Oh wait, I forgot to turn off the switch. There we go. As I'm actually uploading the second episode of Tuga and Birdie, unless it gets blocked, I thought it would be kind of nice, especially since it's almost the end of Pride Month, and it's such a weird month. We got the first day of summer, that happened yesterday, Father's Day, the day before, and we actually have what was the other holiday? We just had it for basically Black African Americans. June 19th and Pride Month. Wait, did I say that twice? Okay, Pride Month, June 19th, Father's Day, and the first day of summer. June is such a weird month, honestly. My birthday's not until I can't talk right now. Not until December. But besides that, as I actually get that video uploaded, there's been a lot of things in my mind, and I thought it'd be okay to actually talk about this. Even though my voice may not be heard or as important, just because I'm not... Like, Dion, you should not determine your existence compared to other big creators on YouTube of me just, being a small creator on YouTube, right? Being a small tuber, so to speak. But I've been having an itch in my brain of talking about fetishes. So what you actually saw in the beginning is a picture of a man that actually has a deep, navel a deep navel that's quite hairy, and not to mention his nipples are quite big as well, and his pecs are not that thick, but his nipples are gorgeous. And I actually got that from Swirly Dude, which is basically that man I used to talk to that actually can make his stomach in different shapes and how you like to stretch. He's a really sweet guy that I talk to. Or sweet boy, so to speak. I like to use that term sometimes, boy or guy, whatever. It's just that I feel awful for things that I said to him, and I used to talk to him on Kick, and I anymore, and yeah, it's just because I thought he only wanted to talk to me because of that reason. But he's really, really kind, and I don't know why he even put his YouTube channel. I don't think he put it on private because he can't do that. He must have deleted it, I think, because I couldn't find his channel and all of his videos were gone. So I used to like watching them all the time because that's how I discovered about this. But basically, for fetishes, it's a little complicated. You actually would have this unique sexual interest at a young age. Or at least any age. It just depends. Like, for me personally, when I first found out about my... I don't like to use that word, belly button. I don't know why. It sounds weird saying it. Navel. I remember back in... Plus, I'll let that plus stick with me. Hello! Sorry about that. My ADHD is kicking in. Plus, I think it might be easier to talk away from the camera. When I first discovered my navel fetish, aka avonolagnia and avenophilia, I'm thinking... is when I was around the 3rd grade, where there was this cute Mexican boy named Miguel. I cannot believe I still remember his name after all these years. When we actually went out to recess, plus I don't think we sit next to each other, because we were actually at this gorgeous elementary school up in the hills. Kind of reminds me of Beverly Hills or the Oblongs when I'm actually talking about this. But the thing is that basically, it was like a half-hour bus ride just to get from my house to out there. It was a gorgeous school, by the way, up in the mountains. Our mountains are not that high in the desert, but I remember that we actually would be in the same classroom. Well, technically, yeah, because that's our home room, and we were both 8 at the time. And if I actually remembered exactly how I fell in love with him, we actually had extra time to play during recess, because we actually have done our work and we actually behaved. And I just remember asking him, "Hey Miguel, can you actually go with me to the monkey bars?" And he would say yes. This was my actual first crush, gay crush, so to speak, on a boy that I liked. And a little fun fact, He looked like, I forgot his name, Coco, if I actually got that right. Like Dion, I think that's the right name. From the movie Coco. Literally, he looks like him. I think that's why I fell in love with him in the first place, honestly. And plus, Coco in the movie is really adorable, but he actually reminds me of him. I think that's how I actually got the flashback. But when I actually was seeing Miguel and I playing the monkey bars, well, literally I was actually standing just to watch him, he would actually hang upside down and I would see his stomach and his navel was so big, I just basically couldn't stop staring. Like, my heart was pounding really fast, I was blushing really red, and I fell in love with him. It just sucks that I kept contact with him all these years. Like, if he was gay, oh, I would marry him completely. He was my actual first gay crush. It's hard to believe, and I apologize. I'm looking right for the camera. It just helps me think better. Because of my autism, I don't like to stare at things, but unless it's navels, of course. I don't know. I'm a little bit weird sometimes, but that's how I really discovered my fetish because of how attractive Miguel was, and he had such a gorgeous body. He was kind of slim. Actually, he was really slim. And if I remember another scene or video incident happened when we were in class, when we actually had our free time, he would stretch all the way back and his navel was so big. I'm not kidding, his shirt was resting out so high, it's as though he grew 4 inches. He was getting huge. I think that's how I discovered my very first fetish. I was just staring at him thinking, wow, he's cute. I literally just could not stop staring at him when he was stretching all the way back. His navel was just so dark and deep, and I just couldn't I thought I would pass out. It was just such a beautiful sight. It's I can't explain it. It was just he was an angel or something. Because of my fetish. I know that sounds weird as hell. I try to make up a little funny slogan here. Another man's nasty fetish is another man's normal or natural fantasy, which means even though my fetish would be disgusting, it would be natural for someone else to actually fall in love with that. I hope that sounds right, because I don't understand why people wanted to shame someone or tell them to go kill themselves or even cut themselves. That's because they have a fetish that's harmless. I'm not talking about pure poop or anything. I mean, if people are into that, more courage, but those can be dangerous. But I'm just talking about something that's basically harmless, right? And I just literally have fallen in love with Miguel ever since, because seeing that he was really fit, and I think he was slightly taller than me. I don't remember because we're both 8, so I think he was kind of tall for an 8-year-old if I actually remember, because I was kind of, I am short now, so I've always been short. So I think that's how I actually discovered my navel fetish, or abdominophilia and abdominophilia. Basically, abdominophilia, you have a fetish for stomachs, or at least the abdomen. And the abdominophilia is when you actually have a fetish for, I don't like using that word, the BB, or navels, so to speak. It just feels weird using that word, but I just basically been dying to actually just get this off my system, because I have been harassed and bullied a lot just for actually having my fetish. And people would ask me, why the fuck do you have this? What is wrong with you? You're such a sicko just because you get aroused by a boy that actually was stretched or stuck in his stomach. I just do. It's been like this since I was 8, and it's not gonna go away. And basically what I just want to say is that fetishes, as long as they're not dangerous, right, or harmful, at least, it will be both consensual parties, they actually will stick with you forever, so to speak. So for me, that's how I discovered it, because Miguel, of course, always wonder what he's doing to this day. I don't remember his last name, but he was Mexican. I think that's why I have a huge intimidation, or maybe I get really shy around Latinos. They're really beautiful, honestly. Especially if they're tall, because I'm short myself. And I'm thinking when I was at Walmart earlier, when I had to get some Cheez-Its and some Shugu, there was a cute Latin boy in front of me. Because I think he was in his early 20s or something like that. I can't tell. He was literally about my height. I never knew that I was that small in public. Literally, he's really short, and I'm probably an inch taller than him. you know, I was wearing like my thick shoes. Otherwise, I'll probably be on eye level with him. So, and he was with his other cute Mexican friend as well, and they were like really short. So it's kind of weird that I'm that small. I don't want to say my height though. That's a secret. But let's just say that I'm even short for female standards. So. That's just something I just want to share. And basically, for fetishes, they do tend to occur if you basically have a strong desire of basically a certain event that you actually have experienced in your life. Like if it's something that you really have found that you're attracted. Let's just say that if you're straight or bi man, right? And you basically would see this like gorgeous woman. Maybe that's like let's give an example. Like she's like 5'9", so like she's a tall woman, right? I think that's considered tall for a woman, and basically her just wearing like 3-inch high heels, so she can bring some makeup, looking like Madonna, or maybe looking like Scarlett Johansson. I'm not good at this because I'm not attracted to women. And you basically would get turned on because of how she would stretch her legs and how she would show off her heels, and you basically will fall in love with that woman that actually wears those heels. And next thing you know, you have a fetish for women that wear like long 3-inch heels, right? Or maybe just wearing some nail polish. There's something wrong with that. Basically, I can't explain it. It's like a sexual it's a strong sexual desire that you have, that you get turned on by something. Or video, a fetish is a must-have something in order for you to get aroused. So for me personally, like what happened to Miguel, it has to be a must for me to be attracted to a boy when he actually has like a deep like navel shape. I know that sounds weird, it's just what I'm actually into. Even if it's like an Audi or like an indie Audi, like the one I showed at the beginning of the video, that is like a type of navel that I like in the guy as well. And just seeing him stretch, just sticking in his stomach, making his navel like grow much bigger, that's basically my fetish, which means it's like a need in order for me to actually get sexually aroused. I'm not talking about sex, but like let's just say that a fetish is basically a body part or an object that you can get off, if that makes sense. Which means you basically get an orgasm when you actually experience that. So for me, if I were like would touch like a boy, like if he's like much taller than me and he would stretch and I would actually finger like his navel and he looks down on me, my heart would skip and I would pass out. Literally. I mean, I'm shorter than like more than 99% of men. Literally. Like I'm in the rarity of height. I am. And I think that's what I like about being gay as well, because if you're boy out there, you know, I've never been on a date myself and I would love to. You know, that's not mandatory because I'm still discovering myself because I don't like sex. You know, I wouldn't mind just dating a boy that is okay with my fetish. How long have I been talking for? Okay, good. For 13 minutes. I got another 11 minutes to go. And I always have been feeling really insecure to talk about this stuff because of how people like to make fun of me for it. And I just want to say that fetishes are part of life. Not everyone has a fetish, though. It just depends. Like, for me, I just discovered it at a really young age because of Miguel in my 3rd grade class. So, if it wasn't for him, you know, I probably would not only be attracted to Mexican men, but also navels especially. And also, well, when I could see a boy that can, like, make his stomach dance and he actually make it flex out in weird shapes, it makes my heart skip really fast when I see a boy doing it because it's rare, it's uncommon, it's manly, and it's quite healthy to see someone doing it because it's based off yoga. So I think that's why I have like a strong desire just to date a boy. I'm not kidding. Like it would have to be mandatory for me to date a boy that's really tall, don't really care about looks, really. You know, they say looks are everything. Unfortunately, that's true though, because we basically fall in love with someone that we're attracted to. Even though if I find a guy unattractive, this would also find him attractive. It's kind of weird how that works. So, I don't know. What's this not cut by the looks part? It's just that he needs to be really tall. He could actually do my little stomach trick fetish, I guess. The little Nolly Creole thing. And this not push me to actually have sex. And I would date him for life, honestly. Plus he has to be younger than me, of course. Like, you know, like the 18 to 22-year-old mark, give or take. I don't know. I never dated a boy, so I don't know, right? I mean, you know, that's the age preference, of course. for me. And, you know, because especially since I look young for my age, maybe that's why I prefer someone that's younger than me. Not like too much older, because I don't know. Not because, oh, they're more mature. It's just that I like to, you know, have that experience with someone that's younger themselves, because I still feel young, if that makes sense. So basically, for me, that's what I'm actually into. And I just don't understand how people can actually shame someone just because they have a fetish. So if I could actually be more examples before I'm actually out of storage, because I've been talking for, oh, okay, I got like another 8 minutes ahead of me. Basically, there are many types of fetishes besides mine and the heel part. You actually have people that have a leather fetish, or maybe a fetish for hair, even eyes. That's an actual thing. I mean, heck, even boys with hazel, gray, or green eyes. Oh, any type of eye color. I don't know. Honestly, even like brown eyes is really attractive. My eyes are black. You know, that doesn't exist, but they're seen as black. You know, unless you look up to the light, they're like dark brown, but they're black, right? And also, having a fetish for feet, that's also really common. I think it's called podophilia. You even would actually find like a lot of feet videos on Pornhub, for example, because a lot of people get turned on by feet. For me personally, I'm not really attracted to feet. However, though, another fetish I actually have is when a guy actually would when a boy actually is on his bed, like he's laying down, like let's just say like he's like 6'5" or something, right? I know this seems really shallow. I'm just like really tall man myself. Let's just say that he's laying on his bed, and then when he actually gets up, if I can actually give an example, right? Let's just say that you are laying on your bed, and then you're getting up like this, right? And then you actually would like print down the camera like this to show your feet. For me personally, I also discovered that weird, I'm gonna say it's a fetish, I guess it's a kink. Let's just say like he's kind of like being like a giant, kinda. Like I like how, like you can see his stomach, especially how deep his navel is, and how he actually would just get up in his bed, or heck, even when his navel is actually being exposed from his like shirt that's like shrinking, and he actually would get up and he looks like so far away from his feet. It makes my heart skip as well. I think that's another thing I actually have discovered, at least somewhere on TikTok. I hate that darn app, but I remember seeing like a couple of videos of like really tall boys and whatnot, and they would just literally would like just like share their experiences of being 6'8", getting off of bed, and you basically look so far away. It really kind of makes my heart race, because like that's how intimidating it is, or that's how small someone like my size will have to look up to someone that height. It's amazing, because like it's just kind of strange how like an actual human being can even be that height, or let alone my height, so to speak. Even though I'm sure my height would be common for women, but like short women. But for men, though, that's not common. Like, is that normal? But it is normal to be this height. It's normal to be any height, even if you actually have dwarfism or something. So that's another, I guess you could say fetish. You know, I would consider as a kink that I discovered. More like a kink, yes. But you know, it's just something that I always wanted to share for quite a long time, because of how a lot of people were shaming for these fetishes that I've been having. So, how much time I got left? I just want to get comfortable in the bathroom. Okay, I got like 3 minutes left over, but you know, I just thought it would just be okay to actually share something related to this, because of how, well, I have been, you know, picked on. I know I made a video about this before, but I don't think anyone really watched it. But let's just say that there have been like rumors about people making fun of me just because I have a navel fetish, and telling me to go kill myself, and encouraging others to say that. And oops, what did I kill? Oh, and I've always been feeling isolated, especially how I was just chatting with someone on an anonymous account I have, that they actually were even on a Discord about how they actually, you know, talk to men that could do abdominal muscle control, like the little Nali Kriya yoga thing that I actually talked about. I'm so jealous of him, because I would love to join that, because I want to see other men that do that too. And, you know, it's just something that I've been having for years, and it just sucks how people are saying, oh, you're just gross, but like, you know, you need to seek help. You're sick. How am I sick? It's something that relieves me as a stress reliever, if that makes sense. And, you know, it's not common, but I'm not ashamed of it. Why should I be ashamed? You know, I have been a victim of people telling me to go kill myself and saying that I am not a human being just because I have a fetish that's practically harmless compared to someone that likes to, I don't know, I can't think of any other weird fetishes. There are like way worse fetishes. Basically being into poop, or better yet, maybe like whipping someone to the point they could bleed. That's really extreme. Or this, I don't know, this like really extreme fetishes. I think it's called BSDM. I forgot what the heck that stands for. It's like graphic fetishes. Like those are fetishes I am not comfortable with. This is something that's just like light, so to speak. So I cannot believe I've been talking about my navel fetish and other fetishes for like 20 minutes now, but I just had to get this out of my system after the Tuka and Birdie reaction has been done. So, you know, I just thought it'd be okay to just like to share this because having a fetish shouldn't make you a freaky human being. Well, yes, a lot of people find me I'm a freak, but honestly, at least I basically am not guilty of it, and that it's not harming anyone, and that it's healthy for me to actually experience that. Especially since there was a cute boy that I did make a video of him on another channel of mine that added me on Instagram. Well, he messaged me on Instagram because he actually can do that little Nolly Creo stuff himself, and he can belly roll. I fell in love with him. Like, I had a huge crush on him. I even want to be friends with him, of course. And next thing you know, he want to keep blocking me just because I want to ask for forgiveness on a few accounts just to be anonymous. He even found out that it was me on an anonymous TikTok account. I don't know why he didn't block me right away. It doesn't make sense. And he followed me right after he messaged me. And he said, Dion, I know it's you. Here, have another block. Bye. And his name was Wesley. He's the one that actually told me to go kill myself, or encouraging someone else by saying, let's go kill himself. So it has traumatized me a lot since then, even though I hope in the future if this channel ever does get popular, you know, like, it would be nice to actually have people to reach out to him that I feel awful for not understanding his depression and anxiety, especially since he had to take medication, and that I want to be friends with him, and I like him, I do. He was really sweet. One thing before I actually cut this off about my fetishes, instead of this man that actually wanted to send dick pics and asking, will you see your dick? And when I actually politely told him no, or refused, they would block me. For him, for Wesley, he never would send me anything new. Like, I would just see him doing a little Nolly Korea, which means he basically was sucking his stomach really far and how he would stick it out. And he would be so kind about it, and even asking me, like, am I sending too much? Like, let me know. He was so kind about it at first. And I don't know what the heck happened, just because I didn't understand about his, like, mental illness, and that he thought that I was a super stalker, just because I would message him kind of often just to ask to see how he's doing, because he was always be online a lot, and it hurts because I like him. I would even date him. And the funny thing is, he's around my height as well. And I prefer, like, men are really tall, but for him, like, about her is something like, Dion, you like him a lot. It's hard to move on from someone that basically told you to go kill yourself and block you on your social media. It hurts. It does. You can't just get over it overnight. It's like losing a dog. And I lost one 4 years ago. I don't want to talk about it, but I just wanted to share that because I have been going through a lot of demon or dark demon thoughts, and I thought it'd be kind of okay or therapeutic just to share that having a fetish is normal. So I just hope that this was a little bit helpful for me to actually share, and I meant to put my glasses back on, and that's how I discovered of like the very first fetish I ever have. So, you know, which is basically Miguel stretching on a monkey bars or hanging upside down like a bat. I forgot to print that out. Boy, I would love to have a boyfriend, but like, Dion, you don't need a boyfriend. You want one.